Everywhere you look across the Western world, you see one pattern. People who are not native to the West are taking the lion's share of criminality, okay? And Australia is no different. I've been sounding the alarm for a very long time. Let me just give you one little insight into Sudanese criminality, okay? So Sudanese, most of them live in Victoria, make up only 0.1% of the overall population, yet they account for 1 to 1.1% of all offenses. And when you look further into other kinds of offenses, for example, aggravated burglaries, they make up 5%. Yeah? They only make up 0.1% of the population, yet they account for 5% of all aggravated burglaries. And that is only for those people who are born in Sudan. The actual number of people who have Sudanese ancestry, because a lot of them are born in Australia, like this one. Let me warn you about the language. Look at this.
9 Sudanese fucking kids roll up on this guy.
These kids are not going to make into the statistic that I just showed you because they were probably born in Australia. That's what I meant by the actual number must be much higher than just 5%. Got to remember, yet they only account for 0.1%, less than 1% of the overall population.
Who's sitting in his car, a 24-year-old guy, sitting in his car.
Random.
9 Sudanese roll up on him. 9. 3 get out machetes and start fucking hacking at him in his car.
He died.
He tries to run. They stab him with machetes, slash him with machetes, and kill him. 8:30 at a fucking shopping center. 9 Sudanese, 1 random dude.
This never used to happen in Australia. I've said this many times before. We don't have a culture of even having bars in our windows. You could forget you could forget to lock your house. Let me say that again. You could forget to lock up your house and come back the next day. Nothing would be out of its place. But now these gangs, these African gangs are breaking into people's houses. You're not safe anywhere. This is the gift of multiculturalism.
How the fuck did these people get here? Watch this shit. Crazy.
A 24-year-old man has been brutally stabbed to death by a group of thugs in Melbourne southeast. The death has sparked fears of retaliation, with police investigating whether it was gang-related. Crime reporter Gillian Lantouris.
It wasn't gang-related.
Running from the scene of a brutal crime, a group of young thugs escaping capture after stabbing a 24-year-old man to death.
We could see some scuffling and I kind of realised, oh my gosh, this is really happening.
It was 8:30 last night. Shoppers and diners out enjoying a balmy night at the Marriott Waters shopping centre in Lyndhurst. This woman was picking up last-minute groceries. Instead, she was caught up in the violence as she returned to her car.
I'd had a young man behind me at my door. And as I sat down, I heard yelling with 9 or more young Sudanese men. I witnessed 3 machetes waved in the air and physically seen them coming down.
The victim was sitting in his car when a group of young men pulled up in a white Hyundai Kona sedan. The gang ambushed the 24-year-old who tried to escape, boxed in. Instead, he made a run for it.
When I was there, I was pretty scared for my safety. Immediately, the family came into mind.
The Clyde man stumbled to a pizza shop where he collapsed.
You could hear him gurgling. There was blood.
He was helped by a staff member, then taken to hospital, but tragically, he died.
It's just so sad and just disappointing. I know a lot of the Lyndhurst community.
And look at the form on these people, yeah? Look at the form. Look at the form on these people. Listen to this guy. How can we help the Sudanese youth to stay away from forming gangs and causing violence? No, I don't think so. I don't think we can. And I don't think we should be interested in that. Deport is the only solution. Pick every person who's broken any law, pick them up and dump them in Sudan. Let them hack each other up in Sudan.
We help the Sudanese youth to stay away from forming gangs and causing violence. See, you have to reword this question because...
No, we don't need to.
Youth gangs and all that stuff, it's not exclusive to Sudanese youth.
It actually is. There is no gang like the Sudanese gangs. I would be happy to point out if there were Afghan gangs. I would be happy to point out if there were Lebanese gangs or Italian gangs. But nothing. Australia has not seen the kind of violence that we are seeing being perpetrated at the hands of these people.
Right. It's not. You gotta look at why people join gangs. So
there are no white gangs. That's the problem.
It's a complex issue, right? Many reasons. The main reason is probably, environment, low socioeconomic areas, limited resources for children. So, I mean, providing those things can prevent that.
So what? So give you more handouts? Give you more money? America has been trying to do that for the last 200 years. Money doesn't solve anything. It's a cultural problem. It's just a cultural problem. Cultures that are more prone to violence will always commit violence. Even if you take them to paradise, Islamic paradise, they will be hacking people up, or even over there. It's a cultural thing. Some people might even say it's a biological thing. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't want to get hacked to death. I don't want another innocent person get hacked to death. And I'm not afraid to talk about this. Might be unsettling for a lot of people, but you wouldn't be saying that. If it's unsettling for you to bring those words to your lips, then it wouldn't be unsettling for you when it happens to you or someone you know. And it's going to happen. This mentality, there is no fixing it. Fuck them right off. I don't care. Look at this. It's a cultural thing. Look at this. So we have Sudanese violent gangs, but look at these creeps who have come in their hundreds of thousands into the West. Look at them.
Looking at me and touching your penis. Looking at it and touching yourself while looking at it.
He got arrested finally. Have a look at this. Listen to this.
Wanting a 12-year-old girl to wear a burqa is really, really weird.
Not weird. Look at their messed up fetishes. It's a fetish. He wants to put a white girl in a burqa, get some sort of a power trip out of that. But hey, look at this. I've got the white girl, assuming the manners of a Muslim woman because I have converted her or whatnot, and then live his sexual fantasy. Been in the UK for 8 months.
Burqa is really, really weird. You suggested her wearing a burqa. One of the other things that you said to her that was quite alarming, quite disturbing, I know Tony was quite concerned about it as well, is that you asked her if she's got a passport because you said you wanted to take her to your village in India. You've asked if her passport is in date so that you could take her to your village. And when she said, but my mum might not let me, you said, don't worry about that. And you probably won't come back anyway.
Because you will like my country so much that you would not like to come back again.
When you put all these things together, it's not a good look.
It's alarming.
It looks really bad. You're offering to take a child back to your village in India and saying that she won't be coming home to her parents again.
By the way, he's a Muslim Indian, not a Hindu Indian. A lot of mainstream Hindu Indians will be upset that, they're being put in the same category as these people. Because everywhere you look at, the chief perpetrator, if you want to pick the worst culture, it's Islamic culture, which is the reason why more and more people are acting out, which is the reason why more and more patriots are standing up. If Western politicians don't want their societies to descend into chaos and anarchy, then they need to do something, which is deport them before things get really bad and ugly. Look at this. This happened in Poland. I would say more patriots need to behave like this.
Nie ma żadnego... Nie jebie was Allah, tu jest Polska i nie będziecie rozkładać dywanów.
Look at him. The hot-headed Muslim in him turned around when he said that your Allah is not going to help you out. He turned around and then he quickly realized, oops, this is not England. This is not France or Germany. This is Poland, where these people are already looked down upon.
See? Polska,
huh? How dare you say that about my religion? Oh, sorry, I'm in Poland. I'll get beaten up if I try to be a hero.
Składać dywanów. Wszystko w temacie. Żadny rasizm, kurwa, to wy swoją religię tu...
Oh, you're racist. Yeah, so what? And?
Dywanów. Wszystko w temacie. Żadny rasizm, kurwa, to wy swoją religię tu wpierdalacie. Tu jest Polska i tyle, rozumiesz? Polska, Jezus Chrystus i tyle, i wszystko w temacie.
Rise up, Christians. Rise up like your ancestors did when they fought the Crusades. Islam is the cultural enemy. It is the biggest threat to Western civilization. It's the single biggest threat. Wokes and atheists and lefties have proven that they are incapable of keeping this evil ideology outside of the West. That's why I'm pinning my hopes on Christians, on Christianity. they'll have to do it.
Gdzie kurwa rozkładać, gdzie chcecie jakieś dywany i swoje modły robić. Co to ma być? Chcesz się pomodlić? Chcesz się pomodlić? Idź do kościoła. Albo do swojej świątyni. A nie kurwa w miejscu publicznym będziesz dywany rozkładał. Nie ma żadnej gadki.
No debate.
Chcesz do swojego kurwa kościoła, rób sobie co chcesz.
This guy doesn't even know that the place of worship for Muslims is not called a church. It's mosque.
Tu jest Polska. Tu jest Polska, nie ma kurwa dyskusji. Chcesz się modlić, idź sobie do świątyni. Wszystko w temacie. Chcesz iść się modlić, idziesz do swojej świątyni, rozumiesz? A nie rozkładacie tutaj dywany i co to ma być? Cześć, pozdrawiam. Ty jesteś jebany. No i co? No i co? No i co? Ja się nie będę z tą szarpał, bo tu się człowiek, tu się nie bije, my tu mamy prawo, wiesz? To nie jest jak u was.
Do you want to see more? Look at this guy. Look at this Scottish patriot putting this third worlder in his place. Watch this. This clown was washing his feet in the middle of a street because he was going to pray. Look how filthy. Again, this is a third worldly habit. A dirty, unwashed, woke lunatic will say, so what? That's not dirty. As if we're going to get lessons on hygiene from those purple-haired Wokistanis.
Watch this. Here, mate. What are you doing? This is a public street. Public street. Put your fucking feet away. I'll knock you out. Put your feet away. Public street, mate. Don't do that. Do it in a house. No, you can't, mate. You think you can take your cock out as well? Yeah. No, you can't. Are we good?
No, you can.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Mate, don't do stuff like that, bro.
Don't.
You're not in India anymore. This is Scotland. Feet out in the street. No, no. Very dirty.
Go away, bro. Go away.
Go away. I'll fucking knock you out.
Don't make me off.
Don't do that. Do it in a house.
I've got another one. Look at this. Look at this aggressive migrant in the UK, somewhere in the UK. This broccoli head dude tries to act like a tough guy while his friend tells him, hey, the mood is changing, guys. The mood against these invaders is changing very fast. So don't chimp out. Look at him. And there are other white guys too. No wonder he's trying to be smart. Look at him.
Huh? Don't come near me, mate. Don't come near me.
لا تسكر على العالم. لا تسكر على العالم. لا تسكر على العالم. لا تسكر على العالم.
I don't know. I can't understand the language. It's Arabic, of course. I don't understand what he's actually saying, but we can assume that he's telling him, bro, calm the F down. Calm down.
Don't stare at me like that, mate. Take it as offence.
Sorry, brother.
That's how they need to behave. Sorry. Put your head down. Be grateful that you've got a roof over your head. You're being fed. You've been housed. You've been cleaned. You should be deported. So look at this guy. Where's this? This is, I don't know where it is, but maybe you'll know. Let me know in the comments below. What language is this?
En estos momentos nos va la vida en ello, literalmente. Hemos abierto las puertas a auténticas alimañas, bestias, salvajes. Me da igual lo que digan. ¿Es delito de odio? Muy bien. Yo prefiero tener un delito de odio a que maten a mi hija. Y ahora mismo nos estamos encontrando en este tipo de circunstancias. Pueden matar a tu hija, pueden violar a tu mujer. Tu vida no vale absolutamente nada en este país porque llevan muchos años abriendo las fronteras a personas que piensan que tu vida vale menos que tu móvil, que tu cartera, que pueden ocupar tu casa, que pueden imponer su cultura, su religión, su modo de ver la vida aquí en esta tierra y encima nosotros pagarle la fiesta. Es más, lo exigen porque tienen un gobierno cómplice. Con lo cual hay que estar aquí y hay que decir que basta, que ya está bien, que se vayan a su casa, que los echemos a patadas.
I think that's Spain. Is that Spanish? Maybe. I don't know. All right, let's end this with this beautiful video. This slogan or chant is getting very popular, and let me say, it is actually quite catchy. As I said, if Western politicians don't want Western society fall into chaos and anarchy, then they need to come up with solutions fast. I don't think the UK can wait until the 2029 election, but I think Andy Burnham is not going to do anything about it. I just heard that Shabana Mahmood is going to retain her position according to the Telegraph, which means nothing much is going to happen. We're going to see a lot more of these kind of videos where vigilantes are going to emerge. Patriots are going to start taking matters into their own hands. I'm not saying they should do that, okay? I'm not saying they should take law into their own hands, but I'm just saying, okay? Just saying. It's going to happen. And I have a feeling it's going to happen in Australia too. We are going to see, like that Sudanese guy was saying, instead of, I think I'm past the stage of changing people's minds. Like, I mean, yeah, I am more in the awakening business rather than debating with people and making them think about their inner problems or their cultural problems. I'm past that stage. I tried that with Muslims. I tried that with Pakistanis, but I've noticed that cultural loyalties or cultural indoctrination is a very strong force. Even if you're in the wrong, people are not willing to admit that. So leave them to their own devices. Let them be whoever they are. What we can do is we can awaken our own people, and we can tell them that this is not normal. We don't have to accept that. That's why we need to call for mass deportations of all criminals first. We got to start somewhere. First of all, change the culture. Remove all special privileges, whether that's the kirpan or halal slaughter or the burqas and niqabs or whatever it is, praying on the streets, like that Polish guy said, go away. We're not going to allow, we don't like this. We don't like you praying in public. We don't like it. So start banning that and then work your way from there, because a lot of people will start self-deporting themselves, okay? Those who won't deport themselves, because let's just face it, when the choice between living a free, cushy life at the taxpayer's expense in Western country comes versus going back to the shitty countries, what are they going to pick? Despite the fact that their special privileges are being revoked, they will still stay here. So change the culture first, establish a dominant hand over them so you get to decide the rules of the game. You decide what's normal and what's not normal, which is why Australia and the rest of the West has to become a monocultural society. Everything falls under the dominant culture. I've been saying that since 2023. Everything has to fall below the home culture. And if it's not compatible, sorry, we're not going to let you do that. No burqas, no niqabs, no halal slaughter, no public praying, no kirbans, nothing. Don't like it? F off. So that's going to change the culture, and then aggressively start deporting those people who weren't born in that country and they are foreign criminals or they have committed some sort of a crime. Actually, you know what? That puts me in that category too, because I was born in Pakistan. You know what? I am quite confident I'm not going to commit a violent act, a violent criminal act. So deport them and then work your way up. If you belong, even if you're born in a Western country and you have shown that you are incapable of assimilating, your loyalties lie with your native culture, then deport them. Eventually it's going to happen, because once the pendulum starts shifting to the right, more and more solutions and policies will emerge. That's why we got to start not as radical, but we still need some radical solutions, and then push it further to the right. And when we get to the stage of concentration camps, then we'll start bringing it back to the left. That's how I think.